Your pet isn't a wizard. It can't see the future. And it's definitely not receiving signals from the universe. But if you've ever watched a dog panic minutes before the ground starts shaking, you understand why people are tempted to call it prophetic. The truth is less mystical and far more astonishing. Animals don't have superpowers. They're simply hearing things you're too busy to notice. When the earth begins to roar, it doesn't shout in words. It speaks through vibration, electric charge, and magnetic shifts. A physical symphony most of us have muted. So, is this spirituality or just biological hardware working exactly as designed? Humans have an interesting habit when we don't understand something. We label it mysterious. A dog senses an earthquake early. It must be spiritually sensitive. A cat stares into the corner of a room. Maybe it sees something else. Strip away that fog, and what remains isn't the supernatural. It's physiology. Many animals can detect extremely subtle changes in magnetic and electric fields. Migratory birds, for example, use Earth's magnetic field like a built-in compass. Their bodies contain magnetically sensitive molecules that help them navigate thousands of kilometers through the sky. Before earthquakes, underground rocks are compressed under immense pressure. As tectonic plates grind against each other, a phenomenon called the piezoelectric effect can occur. Certain minerals like quartz generate electrical voltage when squeezed. Imagine compressing a sponge and it suddenly sparks with electricity. Strange. Yes, but it's basic physics scaled up to planetary size. These electrical changes can ionize the air and groundwater. To us, nothing feels different, but to animals with highly sensitive nervous systems, it's a storm of signals. What people call a sixth sense is really just a biological radar. So, if Earth truly sends signals before disasters, why don't we hear them? The answer isn't in our ears. It's in the path our evolution chose. Picture a massive rock formation deep underground, enduring pressure equivalent to millions of tons. Hard to imagine. Think of millions of trucks stacked on top of one another, crushing a single patch of land. When that pressure reaches a critical point, the crystal structure of the rock begins to deform. Electrons, tiny carriers of electric charge, are released. Not like a thunderbolt, more like a faint electrical hiss. It's as if the rock itself is bleeding electricity. These signals travel through soil and water, subtly altering the environment before the main quake arrives. P waves, the fastest seismic waves, reach the surface before the destructive shaking begins, like the soft tap on a table just before it flips over completely. For humans, P waves are often too gentle to notice. Your brain is busy processing deadlines, phone notifications, and the eternal question of what to eat for dinner. But for birds, fish, dogs, and cats, it's a rainstorm of information. Imagine if your skin could sense tiny electrical shifts like that. You'd step onto your balcony, feel the air behaving strangely, and know something was wrong. No news alerts required. Sounds like a Marvel superhero with geological powers. For animals, it's just daily life. And here's the fascinating twist. Instead of envying their abilities, humans are trying to borrow them. There's a project that sounds straight out of science fiction, attaching tracking devices to wild animals and turning them into a global warning network. It's called the Icarus Project, an international initiative that monitors animal movement from space using satellites to collect data. The idea is ambitious. If large numbers of animals suddenly change behavior at the same time, it might signal an impending disaster. Imagine the entire planet as a living Wi-Fi network. Every bird becomes a mobile router. Every antelope, a motion sensor. Instead of waiting for seismographs to trigger alarms, we read the signals coming directly from nature. Science, of course, doesn't rush to label animals as prophets. But this model opens a powerful possibility. Animals may serve as biological indicators more sensitive than many mechanical systems. The irony is hard to ignore. After thousands of years of evolution building cities, launching satellites, inventing advanced technology, humanity circles back to an ancient idea: watching animals, not because they possess magic, but because they never stopped listening to the Earth. So the next time your pet becomes restless for no clear reason, what will you do? Laugh it off? Or pause and wonder whether you're missing a small signal? Maybe the real superpower isn't theirs. Maybe it's your attention. And if the idea of turning the entire planet into a living warning system where every creature is a node in the network fascinates you, then there's a long journey ahead to explore. Trust me, when the Earth roars, it doesn't whisper. The real question is whether we're willing to listen.